We've gotten 5 Ghostbuster movies over the years, so let's rank them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm the movie ranker, and today I'm ranking all 5 Ghostbuster movies from worst to best. The quality really varies throughout this franchise, from basically a masterpiece all the way to basically a dumpster fire, so this should be interesting. Make sure you drop your ranking of this franchise down in the comment section. Tell me your favorite, your least favorite Ghostbusters movie, and we'll have a great discussion. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future rankings. And without wasting any more time, let's rank them. So easily coming into last place at number 5, I gotta go with Ghostbusters from 2016, the all-female reboot, whatever you want to call it. This is god-awful, guys. It's not funny at all. It tries to be funny. It has a pretty good cast, too. Very funny comedians like Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon. We even got Chris Hemsworth in here, but none of them can land a joke, and obviously it's the script's fault because I know these actors and actresses are all pretty funny in their own right. So yeah, these people just have no business to be in a Ghostbusters movie, for one thing, and the script was just god awful. We get one of the most forgettable villains ever. Like, I even, right before I went to rank this, I had to go look up this film. Who was the villain again? I just could not remember. It was Rowan, the guy who worked at the hotel. And his motive is because he was bullied when he was younger, so he wants revenge on everybody, and he's going to unleash all these ghosts to basically destroy the world. It's dumb, it's stupid, and the movie itself just isn't exciting. It's eye-rolling bad. There's no redeemable qualities, really. The ghost scenes are kind of okay, but that's like it. They bring back the original cast members for like little cameos, kind of, but they're playing like random characters. They're not even playing the characters they were playing before, so it all feels pointless. And yeah, this is just a straight up bad movie. Coming up next at number 4, it was real tough. I'm kind of tied between two films, my 4 and 3, but I'm gonna go with my gut and say Ghostbusters 2. Now, this one, I love that they brought back the main cast of the original, and they are all great. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, everybody is awesome in here that returns. They are definitely the best part about the film, because the story is not so good, the script not so good, but these actors manage to make scenes still funny by improvising a bit and just, doing their own thing, their own charm, like Bill Murray and that, and Rick Moranis. They still make scenes funny, but yeah, the script, the dialogue isn't quite as good as the original. I really don't like the story to this one. We got Vigo, our villain. He's like trapped in a painting for most of the movie, right up to the very end, which is kind of lame. And he's this like 16th century tyrant, basically, who swore to come back. And he could have been interesting. I like the idea of him, but we just don't get enough of him. And I really hate that freaking guy, Janos, or whatever his name is, the guy who basically goes under his mind control of Vigo. He runs the whole art museum or whatever. He's so annoying. I feel like they were trying to replace Rick Moranis' character, that style, because he's like in love with Sigourney Weaver's character and everything, and he's super cringeworthy, and I just hate that character. I can't stand him, and that's a big reason why this movie isn't very high on my list. I like the courtroom scene, another positive. I think that's fun with the ghosts in there. Probably one of the more exciting scenes in the film, but everything else, not a fan of. The whole underground river of plasma, the pink shit, is kind of stupid, and it's formed by all the negative energy and hate in New York. I felt like they were trying to have some sort of social commentary on city life in general, New York, how people can be arrogant in that, but we don't need that in a Ghostbusters movie, and it just didn't work for me. All the way up to the very end, the finale with the Statue of Liberty, I just felt like they had to have another big thing like the friggin' marshmallow guy from the first movie, so they end up using Statue of Liberty this time around. So it feels repetitive at times, and other times it's just bad writing. So never a fan of Ghostbusters 2 personally. Coming up next at number 3, I'm going with the brand new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Like I said, this one's very close with Ghostbusters 2 in terms of my ranking. They're very close in placements. They can really be interchangeable. And yeah, this one's another mixed bag. It's okay on surface level. It's entertaining enough for like a Sunday watch, but I do have quite a bit of problems with it. We do get too many characters, too many subplots, too much going on, and the movie doesn't know how to deal with everything correctly. Like, it doesn't flow nicely. It's trying to deal with Phoebe, our main character from Afterlife, how she doesn't fit in with the Ghostbusters no more because they're saying she's too young, so she can't be working with them, so she feels left out of the family. That's one thing. Another thing is she befriends this ghost girl, and you find out that she has other intentions. This ghost girl, she's really working with the bad guy, Garaka, and it's like so much going on. We get a whole facility run by Winston where they got really crazy technology for Ghostbusters and stuff like that. That part's interesting. They're kind of building up the world a little bit more. But again, it's just so much coming at you, and none of it's done real well in this film. Again, we got the villain who might threaten to give another ice age, to freeze all New York and everything, and they're trying to stop him. We got the Fire Master, which I thought was another pretty interesting new character and new added mythology to the whole Ghostbusters lore. I think that's really cool. But again, there's just so much thrown at you that it's not handled real well. So they should have cut back on some of the subplots and just focus more on them and make them better, enhance them, right? Like the villain's so talked up, and he is pretty powerful, but I feel like in the final act they defeat him fairly easily. He's kind of overhyped by the end. So I feel like them bringing back the old characters, the old cast from the original, is unneeded at this point. You already did that with Afterlife, and it had an emotional pull to it and everything. It worked out perfectly. But here, it's like, now it just feels like you don't know what to do. Should we focus on the old guys, the new guys? It's like, you gotta move on and stick with the new crew by this point. The old ones, Bill Murray and them, they're all in their 70s, so it's not like they can do much ghostbusting at this point anyway, but they still try at the end. But yeah, it's just getting a little ridiculous at this point, so too much going on for its own good. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of ghosts in here. They're doing their job quite a bit, so it's fun to see them in action. It's just nothing great or anything, but it is entertaining. One thing that did really bother me in this film, though, is Janine, I think her name is, the secretary, played by Annie Potts. They make her a Ghostbuster in this. It's like, what? That was just dumb. There's really no reason for that at all. And to me, that was just like, oh, terrible decision. Up next, in second place, I'm going with Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, this is a really good sequel in the franchise, in my opinion. I feel like it was a really good tribute to Harold Ramis and his character of Egon. This takes place on a farm dealing with the Spengler family themselves, and they never really knew Egon, and they're kind of learning about their grandfather and everything throughout the film and what kind of man he was. And no one really knew what his intentions was before he died. They all just thought he went crazy and was a weirdo by the end, even the Ghostbusters themselves. So it's just a really interesting story to follow and find out the mystery behind it all and what Egon's intentions really were. And we get Gozer back in here as our main villain, Gozer, him and the gatekeeper and the keymaster again. So it's a lot like the original, a lot of callbacks there. We get a lot of great new characters. I really enjoy the Spengler family, Phoebe and everybody. Her brother, not so much, but everybody else is great. I just don't buy that her brother could randomly be a mechanic and fix that car when he has a hard time to drive it, right? But yeah, we get the car back, the Ecto-1. We get a really great, emotional, impactful ending with the Ghostbusters showing up back, which it felt like it was earned, and Harold Ramis himself, Egon, as a ghost. And it's just a really heartfelt moment. Great little ending there. I think Paul Rudd is a great addition to the franchise too. I thought he fit in really well. I love how he keeps showing the kids horror movies in his classroom. I always get a kick out of that. Some fun ghost moments. On rewatch, I did notice the movie does move at a little bit of a slower pace, but it's kind of deliberately made like that, and it works. It's just once you know what's going to happen, it does take a little while to get going. But I did really enjoy myself again on this latest rewatch. And I think Jason Reitman did an amazing job directing too. This is Ivan's son who directed the first two movies, his father, right? So that was just a great thing as well. So I think they really nailed it out of the park with Afterlife. But for me, easily coming in the first place is the original Ghostbusters from 1984. On this latest rewatch, I just was like, damn it, this is a 10 out of 10 film. It really is a masterpiece for what it was going for. This sci-fi fantasy comedy film. It blends a bunch of genres together, even a little bit of horror elements in there too for good measure. But you got this amazing set of casts. I mean, the cast is perfect. Rick Moranis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson. I mean, the list just goes on, and everybody is friggin' stellar in here. We get a lot of laughs. Every scene is something interesting or funny. A lot of great quotes throughout. Again, actors like Bill Murray can really improvise too in certain scenes and just make it even funnier than what it originally was. The action's great. The movie flows at an incredible pace, and it's always changing and moving and keeping your interest. We start off with like ghost sightings, and then there's like a possession, and then it ends with this like demon god in Gozer coming down, right? So it's really epic. And then there's like a big monster battle with the Marshmallow Man at the end too, which is hilarious and just so much fun. The library scene at the very start is actually pretty frightening, especially if you're younger for this type of movie. And me personally, when I was younger, I always found it pretty freaky when Sigourney Weaver's character Dana is getting in the chair and all the hands come up and they haul her out of the room right before she's possessed. Zool possesses her. So I just find that scene pretty cool as well. Even as an adult, I'm like, damn, that was filmed really well. So just a really fun movie. The friggin' theme song is iconic. One of the most iconic theme songs of all time for a movie, up there with Star Wars and Jaws, except this one plays on the radio every October, which it's not something you normally hear from a theme song from a movie, right? It has everything. Perfect direction, great comedy, great action, great set pieces. The effects are really good for its time. That might look a little outdated in today's standards, but to me, they're really great, especially compared to Ghostbusters 2, which was made after this in '89 and looked terrible. Like, especially the giant floating head in the painting. But yeah, this one has it all, man. And it's just so funny, so fun to watch. One I will return to a million times over. I just have so much fun with the lore. And it's not just the cast that's great too. It's the way these characters were written. It's very well. They have the perfect dynamic between the group. With Stance being like this, he has this childlike innocence to him where he's kind of naive, but he also has the biggest heart out of all of them. Egon being the brains and still being pretty funny at the same time. Bill Murray being hilarious, but also not really caring too much, kind of free-spirited and always trying to get the girls. They just have the perfect dynamic, and Winston comes in as kind of the outsider, not a scientist, and kind of brings a little bit of religion aspects to the film. Interesting enough, he brings up that in discussion. So all these together make the perfect group, of characters. So what else can I say? The original Ghostbusters comes in the first place. So there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of all 5 Ghostbuster movies. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you let me know how you rank them down in the comment section. It's going to be interesting to see how people rank these films. I know everybody has different opinions about the middle at least. The top movies are usually the same and the bottom movie is usually the same. So yeah, let's see them in the comment section. You can follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd. Links to those are always in the description of my videos, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Much more videos to come this October related to horror or fantasy in this vein anyway. So stay tuned for more of those. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.